In this video, I will show you how to do transitions, plus a couple of other tricks that I do with my two black boxes. Why do you need two black boxes? Because one works as, at first and most importantly, the MIDI leader, and also as some kind of real-time creative sampler, think Octatrack kind of style. The other black box, so that's the right one. The other one, the left one, is the actual player, which is the MIDI follower. And this is the player that plays the actual tracks. So this is the list of tracks I can play on stage immediately, like right now. So which track was this? The intro from my Ludwig album looks like this. These are all clips, as you can see here. But like the dance tracks of mine, for example, the Brandenburg, they usually consist of one shots down here and clips up here. So whenever I time stretch then, because the black box can very easily follow an external clock and is independent in its timing, because the clips, they expand or compress just like Ableton does. To not kind of destroy the transients, it's always good to not destroy the transients. I use the one shot, the most important one shots, mainly the bass drum and at least one hi-hat as a one shot, so the transients are still very tight. So that's a list of tracks I can play. It's the Enga Feuervogel or something higher than something. That's 16, 32 and another 14. So it's 46 tracks here. And then this is the Elderberry album, the actual working arrangements, Ludwig, and also, I did a project with the NDR, which is a state-owned radio. Yeah. Okay, for this identity, that is just because I wanted to have it at the very end, not the other meaning. To show you how I do a transition between tracks, I use a very simplified version of a program on the left, on the player black box, to make it more clear. So the right black box has MIDI out to MIDI in to the left one. The left has the audio routed into the MIDI in, which via record monitor on to output 1 is routed into the main out. So this is the audio main, while this basically just plays audio, spits out audio. On stage, I have a blue box in between, plus a Intec Studio controller, where I can use the mixer as a performance instrument. Think filtering, send effects. I have an external reverb. Also, some muting of tracks is a lot easier here. So doing the transition, is easier with another one, but you can do it with the two black boxes to simplify things and to get the idea of the actual process. I simplify it down to only those two. All right, so I have this track playing. I should start the clip as well. Again, it's a simplified version of a track I did somewhat. It's a remix, but it never came out. So, oh, by the way, this brightness 100, it's brightness as well. Why is this one darker than the other one? Strange. Okay, anyhow. So, how do I do a transition? If you press the info button on an empty pad, you go into the recording page. Here, record input left, right, that's the input back here. Record to play means once the recording is done, it switches into a clip that plays immediately. Then the length, I will record 2 bars with a record quantization of 1 bar. That means on any 1, from this one, 1, now it's going to start the recording. Now it's going to start the recording. Now it's going to start recording, okay? Now it's going to start recording. 2, 2, 3, and now switch this off. Okay, so now the right one is playing. That was a bit fast, I admit. So it created a clip, as you can see here. Those are the different types the black box can create. I switch that off. The clip will switch off at the next one, and I will switch that on again to show you again how it's done. So now the left one is playing. Now the right one is playing. Left one playing, right one playing, left one playing. Okay, I repeat it, yeah? So, record quantization 1 bar, length. Let's make it a 1 bar loop here. 1, 2, I switch that off. Bzz. Okay, so now it's going to play here. Now, I switch the program on the left one to this one, but not... Okay, I filter it a bit because once I start the left one, it's gonna play immediately, except if I prepared it beforehand to not immediately start every sequence, which I would do if I just had one, but I have the mixer in between, so I usually mix things or filter things in before, and that's why I filter this one up and I do another transition, or at least like I do a recording of this one here. Let's make it a 4 bar loop so it's a bit more clear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I need to switch off everything which is running here once the recording stops, because now the right one is playing. Okay, and I could switch to another one, let's say Tonhalle Zürich. It's gonna play immediately, so what shall I do? Oh yeah, did you know that there's a filter on the double click on effects and oh, it didn't play. Wow. And now it's the beat from the left one. So we have basically 3 tracks on top of each other. Now, that's the basic transition thing, okay? You use the record to play functionality and then it immediately creates a clip which is played on time. You can even switch the tempo. Now we went down from 140 to 134. Yeah, it's fast, I know, at least for me, but I like it. And this one will follow. Also, if by any chance, unfortunately, you stop this one because you did something wrong whatsoever, it's gonna catch up. It should catch. No. Okay, I just started it again, but I can really... We're still on time. We're still tight. Also, like, I have to admit, I kissed that black box when I was playing in Malta a couple of weeks ago, because I unfortunately, by accident, stopped the mothership. That's how I call this one. But the clips from the left one, they simply start going on. The clip won't stop playing. And this is like the most, I'm not sure if I press stop again, those might stop, but though this one won't. Let me try. Yeah. Wow. And now I can just jump in with the right one again, and it's gonna, no one will recognize. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see if everything's on time still. It is. Okay, let me switch to that cookie chord. It's a sample I did. Okay, so now it's basically the same, both tracks playing. In the beginning of this, in my introduction, I mentioned that you can use it as a creative sampler. What does that mean? Practically, of course, you can filter stuff, but as we're still in the clip area, everything will be tight and on time. Everything's recording here? Yeah, looks good. So as everything is tight and in a box that is simply gonna play forever, I would love to do something more creative with it. For example, as a one-shot sampler, just like pitching it. So I copy this one to an empty pad and switch it to the sampler. Okay, I switch everything off, just the bass drum on the left. Only the bass drum is on, so we hear that everything's on time. So once I stop this clip, I can do it inside a bar. Depends on the settings here. Quantization size 1 bar. That means I have 1 bar of time where I can stop or start it, and it's going to start in the next. You can do it whatever you want. You can do it an 8 bar thing whatsoever. I have it at 1. So I stop this one and play the real sample here. I created a little sequence, and it's always going to replay here. A little bit of lower attack. Maybe use some reverb. Why not pitching it? Okay, it doesn't work because it's in the pad mode. Okay, you get the idea? And now, let me switch this sample mode to granular mode. It's gonna sound phasey in the beginning. Phasey? It's phase? It's gonna phase. So it keeps the pitch that I had in the keys mode of the sequencer. I lower the speed, but I go an octave up. That's a bit too much. Okay, and now if I switch off the sequence, it's gonna play the file until the end. So I switch off the left one, this one is muted, and I switch off this clip. See, I lowered the speed down to 0, and now I open it up a tiny bit. I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Of course, you can apply an envelope on it. Okay, let's do another transition. I just go from that track to another one in 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Shall I play? Or maybe a track of mine? And I hope there's no copyright infringement. Okay, I just play the groove, so nothing's gonna happen, yeah? Okay, it's not fast enough. Because the sync. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. I hope I could inspire you to use and abuse your own samples in real time for a transition or for whatever you want. Cheers. Greetings from Hamburg.